Hi, Rainbows. I said yesterday we were going to talk today about things that can help you through a flare up. Now, some people might say a flare up of what? So, I have long COVID and I also have Hashimoto's and I have degenerative joint disease, and it depends really on what I could be eating, what I could be doing, or a plethora of other things that can start a flare up. Now, this past week, I believe, actually, this past week and the week before, I believe it was caused from the cold weather because my joints ached so bad. And all I wanted to do was sleep. So I had to spend at least 12 to 14 hours every day in bed because I just didn't want to get out. And when it came to having to do anything, I didn't want to do anything. My body just felt just completely run down. And so I come up with a list of 12 things that you can do when you're having a flare up. So, okay. So the number one is rest and prioritize sleep. You know your body better than anybody does. So if your body needs sleep, it's going to let you know that it needs sleep. If you feel like during the afternoon that you feel like you have to take a nap, by all means, go and take a nap. Rest. That's mostly what your body needs, is rest. Number two, stay hydrated. Because again, your body can get depleted very easily of liquids and stuff. And you want to make sure that you're drinking enough so you don't get dehydrated. So I usually have like a bottle of Gatorade in the refrigerator, and if I feel that I'm just not drinking enough water, I'll sometimes grab that Gatorade because it's got the electrolytes in it. So, and sometimes that actually, just having a glass of that can make me feel better almost instantly after drinking, the Gatorade. So I think that's just another thing that lets our body know, hey, you need something to drink. So number three is focus on anti-inflammatory nutrition. So with that, what I find is if I eat a lot of things that I shouldn't eat, such as maybe I've overeaten on sugar, with cakes or cupcakes or candy, things of that nature, I will find probably the next soda is a big one. Yeah, I'll find that within the next day or two, I'm going to crash. So nutrition is important to make sure that you eat your vegetables and your fruits and meats and protein. Protein, I think, is probably the highest thing that your body needs. So one of the other things, number 4, would be gentle movement. And by that I mean when you get out of bed, when you get up out of a chair, get up slowly. When you pivot to turn around, do it slowly. Don't do it in a fast motion, because that in itself, with me anyway, I tend to get dizzy. I have vertigo from time to time. So when you're getting up, do it slow. Don't jerk your body. So, number 5, pace yourself. And for a lot, that's hard to do, to take things slower, especially from people who are so used to always going and going and going and going. And then all of a sudden, one day you realize, hey, I planned on going to 3 grocery stores today, but you know what? I think I can only do 1. And that's tough, and that's something that I deal with on the daily. And just for instance, yesterday, I had gone over to Aldi, and the plan was to go pick up some things at Aldi, and then we were going to go to Dollar Tree, and then we were going to go to our Publix. Well, I went to Aldi, and even though my daughter pushed me in the wheelchair, by the time I was done with Aldi, I was done. So we went to Dollar Tree, and I stayed in the car. And then then my daughter said she had to go to Walmart to pick up some things. So we went to Walmart, and I stayed in the car. And then I said, okay, I think I've rested enough. We'll go to Publix. I know that they have the carts there, and the electric carts. So we went there, and but when I got home, I was like, I can't help you with the groceries. I can't help you unpack right now. I've just got to sit down, and I was pretty much done for the night. So that's just, that just going to a store or 2 stores, it just takes it out of me. So number 6, when I am having a flare-up, the one thing that really gets me is noise, sensory overload. So my daughter actually has these because she has the same issues, and these are called Loop. They're Loop earplugs, and they come in this cute little case, and that's what they look like. But when she puts these in, she said you can hear conversations, but it kind of muffles a lot of the other noises. So there's times that, like, if we go to Walmart, the noise from all the people talking, and them talking overhead on the speakers, and the music playing overhead on the speakers, it can just get overwhelming. And both her and I, at some point, had to leave the store because it's too much. And I just cannot tolerate that much going on, when I'm in that state. I guess that's the way you could put it. It's almost like you're having an anxiety attack or a panic attack, when that happens. So anyway, think about a pair of earplugs, and like I said, these are Loop brand, and try them out. Never know what can happen. So number 7, reassess your goals. Break your larger goals down into smaller goals. So if you had a big project planned, hold on one second. If you had a big project planned, let's say you said, tomorrow I'm going to clean out my pantry. And tomorrow comes and you're like, I am just feeling wiped out today, drained. But you're still persistent on cleaning out that pantry. How about, instead of doing the entire pantry, let's break it down to maybe 1 shelf. And if you're feeling good after that, let's go to 2 shelves. But if you're feeling overwhelmed at that point, stop. Nothing is stopping you from doing anything. And I think this is where I talked the other day about running the dishwasher twice. Nothing says you can't run your dishwasher twice. Well, nothing says you have to clean your pantry today. Except in our brain it says we need to do it today, but sometimes our body says, not today. Number 8, practice gratitude journaling. So now I have a journal, and every day I try to put something in it that I'm grateful for. I try to sometimes list 2 or 3 things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes when I'm journaling and I see the things and I start writing things that I'm grateful for, it actually does lift my spirits some. Because it's almost like, wow, there's still things out there, to be happy about. Even though I'm in the middle of this flare-up right now, there's still things to be happy about. Number 9 is symptom tracking. Now, this I started doing about a year or so ago. And I just take a normal, just like a normal notebook, little, Walmart, 28 cents at school time. And I try to track every day. I try to track my symptoms. So a lot of times what will happen is and along with tracking your symptoms, if you can, try to put what you've eaten during that day. Did you eat something different? Did you introduce a new food? Because sometimes depending on, let's say, okay, for instance, I can't have Slurpees. I can't have ice cream from Golden Corral. I have to be very careful in anything that has aspartame, because it especially the ice cream and the Slurpees cause an immediate migraine. So make sure that some of the things that you are eating, it could be something, maybe you've tried a new cheese, maybe it could be anything. It could be the sugar in the cake. It could be anything. But if it's anything new that you haven't, you haven't eaten before and you're introducing this and it's something new, write it down. Because then you can look back and you can say, wow, the last time that I ate this particular product, I got a headache. I might have had neck pain. I might have had stomach pain. So it's just important to keep track of what you're eating, what you're doing, and so you can look back and you can say, and this is also something that I done with my doctor, and when I wrote down every day I went 30 days and wrote down every day what my symptoms were. And when I brought it to him, he looked, he said, it's long COVID. So it wasn't the greatest thing that I wanted to hear, but at least I knew. Okay, so then I started digging more into long COVID and found out my list didn't even touch it. So, okay. So number 10, use a weighted blanket. Now, I wanted a weighted blanket for Christmas, and my daughter got me a weighted blanket, and I found that I did not like it. And it felt like, well, of course it felt like this weight on top of me because it was weighted, but I felt like I couldn't move. And I almost felt like I was suffocating with this blanket on. Now, my daughter April, she has a weighted blanket, and she absolutely loves it. When she's having an anxiety attack, when she's having a panic attack, she has her weighted blanket. And for some it works, for some it doesn't. And I know that they have so many different weights. I believe that they actually even have children's weighted blankets, and they start at, I believe, 8 pounds, and the blankets can go up to, I think the one my daughter has is 18 pounds. But anyway, like I said, I couldn't handle it. I felt like I was suffocating. Number 11 is plan easy meals. So when you're going through a flare up, the last thing that you want to do is try to create a 7-course dinner, because chances are it's not going to work. You're going to break down in tears, as I have done, and you're just going to say, forget it, I'm not going to eat. So plan on easy meals, soups, sandwiches, TV dinners. And that's, sometimes what I'll do is I'll get, like when they have the lean cuisines on sale. Like this past week, they were 4 for $12. So I got 4 of them. I put them in the freezer. I'm having a day. I get up. I just throw one of those in a microwave, and we're good to go. Now, the other thing that you can do is on days that you're feeling good, and actually I'm hoping tomorrow or Monday is going to be one of those days for me, I am going to cook and prepare more than what I actually need, so then I can put that in the freezer, and when I have those days, I can just go in the freezer, pull out a meal, defrost it, and, there I go. I don't have to worry about standing over the stove cooking anything, and then I don't have to worry about cleaning pots and pans and frying pans and, all the other things. So when you have a good day, and let's just say you're planning for the week and you start your cooking on a Sunday, let's just say, throw some extra in the pan. So that way you have lunch or you have another dinner. So good idea on that one. Number 12, repeat positive affirmation. So what I mean by that is, let's just say, for example, it's okay to ask for help. That's positive. Because, again, it took me a long time to get to that point. But, there's days that I have been in the middle of dinner and I've said to my daughter, can you please take over because I can't finish it? There's times that I've been in the middle of making the dog food and I've had to say, April, can you take over? I've got to sit down. So asking for help is positive. Telling yourself you're stronger than you feel right now. Lift yourself up. Your resilience is greater than the discomfort you're experiencing. So you are stronger, and you will get through this. You've got through it every other time, and you will get through this too. And there are so many other affirmatives that you can use. I am loved. I am healthy. I will be healed. I am worthy. I am brave. I am strong. I'm talking to somebody right now. But you've got to get this in your head and stop beating yourself down. So, I don't know who that word was for, but that was for somebody. And the one major thing that you need to know, you are not alone. There are literally thousands of people going through the same thing you are at this time. But the great thing is, there are a lot of groups out there. Some of them don't lean towards the positive too much. And sometimes I find when I read too much of a certain group, I actually start feeling depressed, and I start feeling a lot of those symptoms that they're expressing. So be careful. Be careful what groups you listen to, because like I said, sometimes some of them aren't so positive, and they just go on and on and on about their symptoms and about that they're not going to get better, and and that's not good. That's not good. You got to get it in your spirit that you are worth more than that, and you will get it through. So anyway, that is the 12 things that help me through a flare up. And yes, brain fog and forgetting things is another one. Okay, but to be honest, I'm hitting that that 65 pretty quick here. So that could have something to do with it too. So I'm not going to blame it all on a flare up or whatever. It's just sometimes I just don't remember. But anyway, before I go, 3 things I want you to no, that's 2. 3 things I want you to do. Number 1, subscribe. If you like what I'm talking about, or hey, maybe you just like me. Maybe you just like me rambling. I don't know. But anyway, subscribe. Hit that bell, and that will tell you every time I got a new video up. I've been trying to do every day. Sometimes it might be every other day, but I've been trying. Number 2, look around your house, look around your car, look around your yard, wherever you may be at right this time. Look around and find something that makes you smile. Might be your kid, might be your dog, might be a meme. I don't know. But something that puts a smile on your face. And number 3, as always, find your rainbow through the rain. Bye, guys.